while waiting for more people. And the last 2 minutes, we're doing the live streaming on X. You can also find us on X, but no worries, your faces will not be showing on the live streaming. And also for newcomers, feel free to add your project slides anytime during the meeting, but please make sure to add them at the very end of all existing projects. Also, if you add your slides, please let the host, yes, aka Kelly, know in the chat box when you have added something new so they can keep track. And thanks for helping us stay organized. Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly. Thanks for joining Zuzalu Software Townhall. Zuzalu Software Townhall is a DAC movement that calls upon builders like you to help create a world where communities truly own and innovate their civilization using the decentralized tools they need. We also run the Zoo Builder Guild, a collective funding and recognition platform that rewards long-term contributors for their dedication and impact. So why join our monthly town hall? It's a chance for zoo builders like newcomers and old friends to connect, share updates, and grow together. Here, you can share your projects and get valuable feedback from the community, discover new collaborators and sponsors, tap into a growing network of aligned builders and hubs, and we will help promote your amazing work on our social channels. Next. So what happened at previous town hall, you can find in the slide. We have promote on our social channels, and you can find all slides here. Oh, GM. We still have many people joining. I hear the noticing. We also run the Zoo Builder Guild. Currently, if you have presented consecutively 3 town halls in the quarter, you will be eligible for applying Zoo Builder Guild membership. So scan the QR code and join the Discord for more updates and information. Without further ado, there are many. I'm super excited today. There are many old friends coming back. And here, without further ado, now let's welcome Reno to share some updates about CarbonVote.
Yes, thank you, Kelly. Hello, I'm Reno, and I'm excited to share a quick update on CarbonVote V2, which is a key step forward in simplifying community coordination in the Ethereum ecosystem. So the first point, which is also good news, is that the internal audit has been completed, and we are preparing to relaunch CarbonVote very soon. The core structure has been updated, so we are confident about moving forward. The second point will be a big improvement is the new one-click voting experience. It simplifies the entire process by leveraging credentials, which can be verified step by step as needed, as you can see on the picture, which is on the right. And that means voting is easier, faster, and more accessible, so more user-friendly. The third point will be to boost visibility and engagement. We are also releasing a Twitter bot. It lets user mention CarbonVote account, and the bot will instantly reply with the latest information about an active poll, which includes the question, current result, and how to vote. These changes aim to help the Ethereum community make faster, better aligned decisions with minimum effort. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Reno. Does anyone have any questions about CarbonVote? Okay, if not, next, ECF.network. It's really exciting. And QJ, could you give us some really exciting updates about ECF Pensieve?
Thank you, Kelly. We are very happy to announce that the alpha version of ECF Network after 4 years is finally there. And we invite all the builders in the Zuzalu software community space and anybody who are building tools that need to be promoted and be seen. to participate in the alpha to help us refine the mechanism. It is actually a quite unique piece in the track of info defense in a DAC movement in terms of a decentralized knowledge base. And this is different from decentralized storage per se, because the permission to write what is right, what is truth, collectively managed by the entire community is a new thing. It's a unique thing that we have been working on for quite a few years. And so ECF Pensieve is a framework for decentralized knowledge base. And a few of the features, as we put it in a slide, that it is identity agnostic. And we don't care about who you are when you manage the knowledge that you want to share. It is an immutable ledger of contribution and track records. Essentially, you're putting the IPs there on the immutable ledger of blockchain, when it will forever record your, as a collective memory, record your contribution to our community, to the industry, and to the world, with your innovation, with your idea. And there will be we assume there will be a higher trustability of information, because there won't be any centralized party to gatekeep. And we could also see, as community, when more people involved in editing and contributing their knowledge, the evolution of understanding, which could be very fascinating itself. And on top of which, ECF's own job as in guiding community to support projects that need to be built, projects that need to be furthered, projects that are not seen in the public eyes these days. We want to create and promote such a framework that is also from our R&D work results from grant giving and investments, and our own experiences of the research and how public goods can be financed in the Web3 and Ethereum space, that we could kind of open source this knowledge of the framework of evaluation of organizations and projects to the entire community. So not only sharing knowledge, but also sharing, let's say, the learned lessons of how to learn about a project and how to learn about organization, so that more people could come into the space with more prepared, informed information. And then this is also one of the opportunities for us to learn from history, so that we don't have to repeat the mistakes that we already made. And all of this could always be fed into a language model that could help others to learn about the industry, whether you're an institution, whether you're an individual, whether you're a researcher or builder, much faster when we gradually complete this knowledge base together collectively. We think it matters because in the world of information defense becoming more and more difficult, the existence of such a mechanism that allows a non-centralized server managed knowledge base to happen, and first to serve our own community in terms of alignment on what is worthy of being supported, is probably the first step. And then we can extend this to more knowledge bases. We can extend this to more of the history and cultural preservation in different aspects in different communities. So we hope to ship this as a tooling also to different community usage. Our next step is to create a Pensieve-based glossary ontology system and a simple POC of Pensieve-based FAQ on top of promoting all the projects that need to be seen more, when they are accountable, when they are willing to be more transparent, when they do not necessarily have all the means and resources to market themselves as loudly as well-resourced projects. And this is, ECF came from community, and then we hope to be, again, another representative voices in the community to promote what is needed. Thank you, Kelly. Sorry, and on top of which, if you want to be in the alpha, we are now keeping it as a toddler being in a small swimming pool situation of testing the mechanism itself. So if you want to join, it will be very easy for all our friends here. If you just join Discord or ping any of us, Kelly, me, also Mattel, one of our researchers, who is now leading the research on Pensieve and the evaluation framework, we would be very happily sharing our invite codes. Or if you want to join discussions, join Discord anyway, because when there will be new items, there are new mechanisms that are kicking in, it will be great to have our early builders and early contributors input so that we can improve together. Eventually, this will be a community governed thing, not only on the content, but also on its mechanism. Whether certain items are important or not shouldn't be just interpreted by a small group of people. This is very backward. So the more people that can be involved in the early stage, the more we will be able to identify how in the future, when the technology is more mature, the human aspect or the social aspect of governance can be figured out. We have some ideas, but we need help, and then we need to do it together. Thank you.
Thank you, QJ. Does anyone have any questions or ideas about ECF Pensieve? If no, but I have some ideas to share all attendees about my first my hands-on experience with ECF Pensieve, because I was so lucky to be the first one to test ECF Pensieve alpha, and I was really impressed how it tackles complicated challenges and problems with super simple steps. It's the operation and the flow is clear and simple, but it tackles really complex challenges. So I really encourage everyone here to test it. It's really, really impressive. And thanks, QJ. Next, ZuKas.
Hello.
Hello, friends.
Actually,
Hello.
I was here today for the as attendee about our community tool, Nomadia. But when I reached the QJ, kindly he asked to share more about the Zuzalu in the Zuzalu Software Townhall. This is why I will start with ZuKas, and after that I will talk about the Nomadia. But this two project actually looks like separate, but they are together. This is why I want to start with the cache. What is cache, who is cache, and where is cache, and what we are doing in cache. And it will be a little bit longer than a regular presentation, maybe. First of all, cache is a birthplace of the money, actually. Is Lydia, maybe you heard from the history, first minted coin before Christ, like 600, 700. And beside that, cache is a birthplace for the ancient democracy as a Lycian League. That was a several states, and before the Greece, there was a pre-democratic movements and the Senate. And Kaş is a small coastal town in the south of Turkey, and approximately the regular population is 5,000 to 8,000. But in 2021, when we opened the first permanent Web3 hub in Turkey at Kaş, it's reshaped the Turkey Web3 ecosystem. With the Russian-Ukrainian war at the 2021, a lot of Russian and Ukrainian developers come and settle at the Kaş, and this was our first milestone to gather community. And in that time zone, we discovered something like, if the community needs some solution, we need to create for this daily crisis real solutions with the Web3 tools. And this created a rumor to spread around the world, and that small coastal town rumor reached the deepest connections at the Southeast Asia, Russia, Georgia, Ukraine, or Europe and the United States. And this brings us to today. With this rumor, a lot of people come to visit to Kaş, and some of the guys, maybe you know them. One of them was Lynch from Forcius and Bruce from Eat Panda. At 2023, they invite us to Chiang for the first Zuzalu Nodes startup society for Forcius Mountain View. And this is our Zuzalu Kaş stories began. And in 2024, when we involved in there to pop-up season, that was our enlightenment to create a Zuzalu Kaş in Turkey. Because Kaş has a rooted ancient history, and in that 12 pop-up have different topics and different legacy maybe, but we had that from our natural hub and our natural history, because we had already saw 3,000 years ago in the same lands plurality, isonomia, and cosmolocalism examples. And in that time, at the Shinmai, we was talking about cosmolocalism, we was talking about the plurality, we was talking about the DAO governance. And in the Shinmai, with the deeply conversation with the Michel Bowens, is create me that enlightenment. Actually, it's not about just builders, it's about the diversity. Because 3,000 years ago in the village, there was not just the stones or masons. There was teachers, there was students, there was scholars, traders, etc. And everything actually about that create a real community with the diversity. And ZuKas is most likely researching about these topics like plurality governance, isonomia frameworks, and cosmolocalism. Second milestone was actually about the cosmolocalism at Shinmai. When I was there, there was a flood, and I stuck in a hotel near the Ping River, like 3 days. It was not problem at the beginning, but later there was a speech from Vitalik about the egg, and I was really want to listen that, but because of flood, I can't go there. And I asked kindly from the 4Cs for a rescue mission. When they rescued me, I was at the dry land, but I realized something in there, and it was something like that. I was just tourist, and I can reach dry land when I want. But as a local, I need to rescue my home. I need to rescue my shop. I need to survive in there. And every year, this flood is happening in every rain season. And we discuss about that, and we create the Help Each Other Fund in Chiang. And this was our maybe first cosmolocal experience, because the idea was as a Cosmo, we need to shape local and we need to create an opportunity for them. In the cash, we will try to deeply understand this for the future, and we will use the blockchain tools and AI tools to reshape the ancient roots and scale for the future. Basically, this is ZuKas. For further information, you can always contact with us and our social media links in the QR. But today, why I'm here? Because we have a community tool named as Nomadia for the Nomadians. And in the Ethereum Global Taipei, we was finalists at the hackathon. It's a basically peer-to-peer transactions platform, community-driven and decentralized. The main idea is coming from that community experience again. In 2021, when the Russian-Ukrainian war started, all Russians is banned from the modern banking system, and they wasn't able to reach their own money. And we created OTC solution in Turkey for them. This was the first step for our perspective. But secondly, when we are traveling at the world for the Ethereum events or for the some Zuzalu events, we have always same problems. If we have if we don't know anyone in that town, we can't reach the OTC. Second is high ATM fees, and the third one is actually high transaction fees. And beside that, there is some people who can't reach the modern banking systems, like Russians or maybe Chinese. When you go to America, United States, you can use the Alipay, or one Russian is leave from the Russia, they can't use their cyberbank. But with the Nomadia, community-driven, decentralized, and escrow smart contract with the ZK proof, you can reach your OTC in your nomad land or your next travel destination, and it will create a more transparency and safety for you. And for now, we have just one milestone, MVP launch yet, but for the future, we will create a escrow smart contract and non-custodial wallet for more safety. And I hope next month I will share more detail. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. It's really impressive. And does anyone have any ideas or questions about ZuKas? If next, Nomadia?
Yeah, I already mentioned Nomadia. Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Thank you. Nomadia. I think this is Jesse.
That's
Are you-
right. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, good morning, everybody. We're usually working on community graphs, and I informed you last month that we've been on a little bit of a side quest with our team. I'll be able to share more about that project in the coming months. But I wanted to take an opportunity to just let builders know about a really important shift in US foreign policy that is going to affect all of us that are building censorship-resistant tooling. So the US Congress had a really important hearing last month that ended with a mandate to draft a congressional bill called the Exporting Freedom of Speech Act. And what that bill that is being drafted pledges to do is to fund and fast track censorship resistant technologies, specifically including things like blockchain, VPNs, mesh networks, satellites, all of our favorite stuff. And that's really important because many of us have gone from being treated like fugitives or degenerates to now this is something that the US federal government has decided is going to be a very important shift in foreign policy from exporting democracy or spreading or imposing democracy around the world to freedom of speech as their primary strategic export. And the difference between those two things is quite significant, but it is the support, it's the permission and support, including substantial financial support that founders of projects and builders of censorship-resistant technologies can look for, and just keep an eye on what's happening with this policy work to be aware of resources that might be available to support you. So I formed a new nonprofit called Speech Without Borders to basically serve as a coalition of members that will advance these interests of supporting the development and distribution of these censorship-resistant technologies. And there's a website that we put together, Kate and I, over this last month as Esmeralda, and it is at speechwithoutborders.ngo if you'd like to follow along. That's it.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. Are we still getting up at 5 a.m.? Oh, didn't hear my question. Okay, thank you, Jesse.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was just kidding. Are you still getting up at 5 a.m.?
Oh, I am still in California at the moment, although I'm not sure where we'll be next time we talk.
Okay, thank you for joining. Thank you for your effort. And then next, community tooling for privacy.
Hello, it's Eugenio. It's me. Hi, nice to meet you, everyone. Well, I will take a few minutes of the time here to provide an overview of a research project which is ongoing across different communities. My name is Eugenio. I'm a researcher in the blockchain space, and specifically in the identity. And this is a research which born more or less a few months ago with the support of a couple of communities, the Decentralized Identity Foundation, Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, and Identree as a protocol. Essentially, the research you will see if you're interested into following some of the research. I mean, going through the slides, I post a few of them. Essentially, the research is leading to the concept of modular privacy, which is a combined solution of on-chain identity into design of a modular contract account. This specific setting has the main benefit of combining trust to the user through the use of on-chain attestation, privacy through zero-knowledge verification, and homomorphic encryption, meaning confidential computation, and UX through different capabilities from design perspective with modularity, and through batching, and so signature aggregation to the contract accounts. Essentially, what we have here is that concept of modular privacy, which is built over three main pillars, which also refers to many improvement proposals which are under development in the Ethereum community. like, for instance, the permissionless ZK registry, ERC 78112, the modular contract account, so whether it's like 437, the standard track for validation rules, and the modular design following 7579 and I think 6900. And additional improvement proposal, like for standardized verification of smart contract, like ERC 1271, and the standard interface, which I think is ERC 165. So this is to say, the concept position ourselves into one scenario that essentially see our user attesting some different capabilities based on an off-chain environment with an on-chain attestation. That on-chain attestation will enable the user to generate multiple user operations expressing essentially what they want for the account to be executed on-chain. Then the contract account will start generating unknowns for a specific authorized transaction, evaluating the gas fees, and validating the user signature associated to the on-chain attestation, while enabling a private computation through the PHE AVM. And concluding, so allowing the contract entry point, which is the main feature of the smart contract account, to execute on-chain for the different state changes, hopefully in a synchronous way in the same state. This potentially is leading us to a couple of interesting use cases where the main narrative is to essentially preserve a competitive environment provided by public network while ensuring confidentiality. And in some contexts, confidentiality is a plus because preserve user freedom in addition to user privacy. So use cases that we are evaluating go from confidential voting, for instance, where members of the DAO can prove their eligibility to access a specific proposal and essentially can collect their support or disagreement towards a specific proposal without fearing any fear about the capability of their voting power to be traced back to their account. Another scenario could be confidential trading, where for specific reason you are able to create a solution which combine the capability to assess multiple regulatory requirements, which may be needed for some stakeholders, and at the same time executing a private placement, which again, in some scenario, for instance, in private banking, it's very important because, of course, otherwise you are exposing your strategy to a copycat, which in some retail environment is a plus, but in other potentially enterprise environment is, of course, not that plus. Or this could be also a tool for actually determine a more efficient procurement environment, where you track your procurement process through a set of attestation. You use the ZK verification module to verify the requirement to access the procurement process and submit your proposal. And based upon your success, you receive confidential execution of your award, preserving your IP and also your competitive advantage against potential list of other participants. So I would say that this is emerging in my mind as a concrete solution that preserve not only privacy, but in much more sense confidentiality, and is also matching different trends into the Ethereum community, which, let's say, the ones which follow under a more structured, let's say, identity and, let's say, attestation capability. The ones which support the evolution of blockchain accounts to solutions which are more composable, are more user-friendly, and are quantum resistant. So I think That's why all general benefit why we should care about this, let's say, future coming solutions. If you're interested to reach me out, I will share here my summary on ETH research, and you can reach me out. Happy to chat with all of you about that.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? I see in the chat box, QJ and Mattel have 2 questions. So the first, do you have a demo that we could already check out?
I am currently working with a list of other freelancer developer we are currently, let's say, into a phase which allowed us to complete the concept and the design of the architecture, and we are actually developing. So if you're interested, when we have something ready to show, I'll be more than happy to show it to you.
Okay, thank you. And next, so maybe more a mock to understand the step logic between on-chain and off-chain.
Sorry, could you repeat?
You can check in the chat box.
Okay, sorry.
A mock to understand the step logic between on-chain and off-chain.
Okay, yeah. Essentially, the off-chain allow the on-chain attestation. So essentially, from an off-chain state, the user can retrieve data over which self-attest the ownership of that data, which is hosted in an off-chain environment. For instance, I can attest to the ownership of a specific set of information which pertain to myself or to an asset which I own, a certificate, an EID, or something else. And then based on that, the life cycle of the solution is overall on-chain, because then these several on-chain attestation which are signed with a cryptographic signature are used on one hand to determine the user operation, which are then expressing messages signed by the user of the execution that want to be carried out on chain. And so based on this, the contract account starts operating and double check with the ZK validation module the signature of the different attestation which have been requested to access the specific service, which may be a web app or a mobile app, whatever, let's say, application environment is needed.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, I've got a quick question. When you say that users are able to attest to off-chain data, are you authenticating the data that they're attesting to or in any way, or are they just able to make an attestation to any off-chain data?
For now, we are considering the cases in which, for instance, you are self-attesting a data through which the off-chain environment is guaranteed by, let's say, laws and regulatory requirements. For instance, if you're familiar with concepts like a self, Rarimo, you are using an NFC essentially to extract data from different off-chain state, like your passport, for instance, and you're able to create an on-chain attestation relying on your passport data.
Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, if not, thanks for sharing. And if not, next is the session that, so projects come and buy, but the thing that keep on changed is the POAP. Selman, could you share the POAP?
Indeed. Thank you. Sure, will do. GM, everyone. Great being part of this call and hearing updates from all the awesome projects from Zoo Builders. So what you're seeing here is a POAP as proof that you're part of this call. And to get it, you can simply scan the QR code that I'm about to share with you and add your Ethereum address. And yep. I'm going to keep this screen on for a minute. If in case you're on the phone or for any reason you're part of this call and miss out on minting, feel free to DM me. It's on the slide.
Oh, thank you. I got mine. I can show you. This is mine. Thank
Awesome.
you. Oh, QJ is asking, was the minting kitty always causing vibrations on the phone? That's
Yes, it has been a while. Yes, and if any of you are in Cannes for ECC, there's going to be a lot of interesting POAPs you're going to find around town, and also some interesting animations.
We'll mention been part of minting for a little while now, maybe up to. Okay. So.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen then. Please do DM me in case you missed it.
Well, thank you so much. It's really impressive. So we can see the life changing of how many people have scanned the QR code and collected the POAP. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's all for today's project updates. Does anyone have any ideas, feelings, or updates want to share? And your projects have not been added to the slide.
Just one question. I tried to share the invite for this with the people, but it's specific to my email address. How can we share the town hall invite?
Zuzalu Software Townhall. You can share the Luma link, I think.
Or yeah, it doesn't work because when I go with a different email address, it says I'm not, like, I don't have permission, only with the one that was originally invited. So we need one that people can join, I think.
Okay. I think this is a question. I will add your Telegram so we can tackle this issue later. I think it's kind of weird because I still see many new people registering the Luma link and they can join via the Google Meeting.
Okay. Can you just send like the standard link then? I couldn't find that one. Maybe it's just the link I'm using.
Yes. I will share later. Okay. I will catch up later with you on Telegram.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. So, does anyone have any other questions or ideas? Okay, let's call it a day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining Zuzalu Software Townhall June. Hope to see you in the next Townhall. Hope to see you in July. See you next month.